Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Monday Matters, where I offer additional insights based on my church's Sunday sermon, and then I invite you to experiment with some practical applications for the week. All right, so now I invite you to like, share, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. Let's begin. This week's sermon was from John chapter 2, verses 1 through 10. And the thought was resources when you run out. Now, Pastor began by painting this picture of, various situations demonstrating what it's like to run out of something, right? So many times you find out, that you've actually run out of something in the exact moment when you have use of that something, like ingredients for a recipe you're making, or my favorite, ink in the printer. Yeah. We can also run out of things like patience, energy, trust, hope, belief, passion, even joy. Well, in the case of the scripture, there's a couple that has run out of wine at the wedding feast, which was a big no-no back then. Even now, have you ever gone to your favorite restaurant, ordering your favorite dish? Your mouth is already watering with anticipation just to find out that they ran out. Ugh, now that'll make you call on Jesus. Well, it also caused Mary to call on Jesus. Now, according to the text, Mary didn't even think twice. She went straight to interceding on their behalf. Now, there are a couple of things you can bring out here, maybe 4 or 5. But first, not everyone knew about the situation, right? But Mary found out. And what she didn't do was start telling folks about it and, talking about them or complaining about it. She went straight to Jesus. Now, sometimes when we're presented with a challenge or, something that we're faced with, what do? We start calling our friends and our family members and just talking about it, just to vent. But I remember reading somewhere that if the person that you're about to tell your issues to isn't the one who can solve the problem, then don't waste your time and energy in that direction, which is what Mary did. She took her problem directly to the person she knew who could solve it, which is my second point. I have a feeling that Mary had some experience with Jesus solving some kind of problems, right? Because she didn't even skip a beat. Maybe he helped, the family out before with some resources. Could be. I believe she was like, hey, they're about to run out of wine. And of course, my Jesus was like, so what they got to do with me? Now, I'm going to use my sanctified imagination here and say that his mother probably shot him a look, because then he says, it's not my time yet. To which Mary probably shot him another look that said, boy, please. Because she turned immediately to the servants and said, just do whatever he tells you to do. I also imagine her looking back at him like, good. And you know the rest of the story, right? Jesus tells them, the servants, to fill these stone pots with water. And they did. However, I know they were probably thinking like, water. But they did it. You ever get inspired to do something and then think, what? Right? But you did it. And when you did it, you actually did it because something told you to do it, right? So something told me to just do this or that. And I'll bet those actions actually led you to the very thing that you were praying for. Or like me, you're about to leave the house, let's say, and your eye catches the umbrella. But you reason in your mind, it's a sunny day, I'm not taking that. And then just as you're getting out of the car or leaving your destination, what happens? The sky opens up and it starts pouring rain. I know. Well, for the last part of this, let's get back to the resources and supply part, right? Now, in my working with people in the Dream Builder program, we actually spend a week focusing on this idea of lack versus abundance and how the energy of wanting actually keeps you in a state of not having, right? And then we talk about the practices that you can employ to repattern that, because everything is energy, right? Also, in my Life Mastery program, we actually spend a month on abundance and repatterning those unconscious beliefs around lack. So anyway, Pastor concluded his teaching with the suggestion that God will replenish and restore, which is true. But since faith without works is dead, I'm offering for this week, first, know that nothing is really lost, right? Just because we may not be able to see it in our physical awareness doesn't mean it doesn't exist somewhere. Now, the mind is a very powerful instrument, particularly the subconscious, which is the creative part. So there are some meditations that you can actually impress upon your subconscious mind that which you feel that you have lost has actually been deposited in your universal bank account, right? And it's gaining interest every single day to be withdrawn at a particular, actually at a perfect time for your highest good. So if you just meditate on that and you actually see the details of this during your meditation, let me know how that works if you try it. The second thing is, keeping in mind, again, that everything is energy, the next time you feel that you have run out of something, either a physical thing or a non-physical thing, begin with our breathing technique, right? So it's smelling the flowers and blowing out the candles. Do this in a natural rhythm. And then in that breathing, just bring to mind something that first you're truly grateful for, right? Or that you are in appreciation of. And when you feel your energy shift, then ask an empowering question like, what action step may I take to whatever, insert your resource, whatever it is that you'd like to bring in, right? So you may want to generate a quality like joy and patience, trust, passion, right? And I would add a right now to that one. Or you may want to generate a specific dollar amount, right? So put a specific dollar amount by a specific day, a certain day, right? And whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. Then write down whatever ideas come to you. Now, the first ones will probably come out of your conscious mind, right? Your intellect. Then you're going to get ideas that kind of make you go, water, right? But I want you to write them down anyway. And then go back and look at your list. And whichever one has that factor, I want you to schedule those on your calendar and then take the inspired action. Come back and let me know in the comments if you tried either of these and whatever your experience was like. And like I said, it doesn't matter what you desire, right? But I invite you to start with something small so you don't get objections from your paradigm saying, you ain't going to get that, or, that's not going to work for this. Okay. Now, it just defeats the purpose. So yes, we ask and it is given, but you must ask believing. Because what? It's all about the energy. All right. Now, as always, remember, guys, it's not enough just to agree with the Sunday sermon. It's what you do on Monday that matters. Okay? Yes. So I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.